The CBC's David Cochrane is following this for us in Ottawa and joins us now. So the Conservative leader is in Kitchener-Waterloo. What's been his message as he makes this final push, David?
Well, Stephen Harper took direct aim at Justin Trudeau today, saying Canadians and voters in Ontario in particular should take a look at what a Justin Trudeau government would mean to their wallet. And he used an unusual and unconventional event to sort of illustrate that. I just want to play this for you. Stephen Harper is attacking Justin Trudeau for wanting to cancel some of the Harper tax cuts that have been implemented over the last couple of years. He found a family who would be affected by that, and this is how they illustrated the impact on their bottom line.
I think he's going to want bigger bills.
So that's Nicole Ropp, who is a fitness instructor and a mother of 3 kids. Her and her husband would be affected by these tax cuts, saying thousands of dollars, or tax hikes by the Liberals, as the Conservatives describe it. Thousands of dollars will come out of their pockets, and there they were throwing dollar bills on the table. And we did not edit in that cash register sound. That is being piped in by the Conservatives. It's a little bit like a game show, but they're driving home the point that a Justin Trudeau government would be a hit to your wallet. And Diana, the comparisons and the illustrations didn't stop there. Stephen Harper also wants voters in Ontario, because that's where the battle is right now with Justin Trudeau in a big way, to think about the Kathleen Wynne government and some of the more unpopular policies of the current Ontario Premier. Here's what he had to say about that.
You know, in terms of change, the change we represent is moving forward with more tax cuts, with balanced budgets that can make you keep the benefits you have and you can get more. The change proposed on the other side is to go back to the era of tax hikes and deficits, frankly, to make the federal government look a lot like the government of Ontario, and I don't think that's the direction.
And this really is all about Ontario. Ontario in 2011 delivered a majority to Conservative leader Stephen Harper. The polls would suggest that that may be slipping away. He's going to make a hard pitch there. Expect him to spend the next couple of days in the Southern Ontario region, where he's in a tough fight with the Liberals.
None of them taking the day off today, so let's talk about Liberal leader Justin Trudeau and what he's been up to.
Yeah, he responded to the criticism of his tax plan, saying, look, this simply isn't true. Yes, the Liberals would roll back some of the tax cuts that Stephen Harper has implemented over his decade in government, but they would also offset that with some other measures of their own that will put money back in the pockets of people, particularly in the middle class. But Justin Trudeau, in his scripted remarks, had a very specific message for a very specific group of voters today. He is going for disaffected, unhappy Conservatives in Ontario. He in particular, people who maybe come from the progressive Conservative background, who he argues are not comfortable in the new Stephen Harper Conservative Party. So this is part of Justin Trudeau's pitch to that group of voters.
They are our friends. They want what's best for their country, just like we do. They want safe communities and a growing economy. They want better jobs and more opportunities for their kids. They want their country to stand for something in the world with the tenacity to solve big problems. We don't need to convince them to leave the Conservative Party. We just need to show them how Stephen Harper's party has left them.
And Justin Trudeau, of course, hoping those voters leave Stephen Harper next week. He's going on offense in this part of the campaign. He's spending a lot of time in Conservative-held Ontario ridings trying to convince those voters to abandon Stephen Harper and come to Justin Trudeau.
And the pumpkin motif appears to be alive and well on the campaign trail. So let's move to the NDP, Tom Mulcair, trying to push forward even as the polls would suggest his party's been falling back.
Yeah, orange pumpkins, and Tom Mulcair hoping for another orange wave. He's in British Columbia today, and the NDP have really been getting squeezed over this last stretch of the election. We've seen them slide from first to third in the polls, which is a challenge for them. They need to fight back because a lot of the momentum that they've lost has now apparently gone, at least the polls would suggest, to Justin Trudeau. But the argument coming from Tom Mulcair is that, look, if you really want change, if you want a different government and also a different style of politics in Ottawa, he's accused the Liberals of campaigning to the left but governing to the right once they win. His argument is that you can't go to Justin Trudeau. Only the New Democrats represent true change. Here's Tom Mulcair from earlier today.
Follow up on that. Your people are saying that you have a better story to tell than what the polls have been suggesting. The polls do say that your party is in third place nationally, but they say that doesn't represent what's happening on the ground in a few key areas, for instance in BC, for instance in Quebec. And I'd like you to comment on that. There's a story out there that you've lost it and that Trudeau has won it. And your people are saying...
Well, go and ask the people in this room to
saying,
back you up on that. But I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
You were with us on the island yesterday. You sensed the energy. All across British Columbia, people know that only the NDP defeats Conservatives. Go look at the cover of the Star Phoenix of a couple of days ago and see how we're doing in Saskatchewan. And yes, across Canada, Canadians who want change, want things that are different, know that only the NDP offers that hope for change. We require 35 more seats to defeat the Conservatives. The Liberals need at least 100. People should be concentrating on that as well. My job, my priority since day one, get rid of Stephen Harper. That's what we're...
That's the key message there from Tom Mulcair, especially in places like Vancouver Island, where he was yesterday, and Saskatchewan, where he's going today. That's where the New Democrats are fighting with the Conservatives head-to-head to gain seats. In his comments to voters, Diana, he's been trying to lump Justin Trudeau and Stephen Harper together on things like the Trans-Pacific Partnership, on Bill C-51, which is the anti-terrorism bill. He wants to assume that mantle of change, and he's hoping for a late break in the polls, just like Jack Layton got in 2011. He's got 1 week to get it.
Thanks, David.
You got it.
CBC's David Cochrane in Ottawa.